What's up YouTube, this is Collect Pokemon, and today we are going to visit one very amazing event that has taken place, and that is the Logan Paul auction for the first edition booster packs. So I went on Golden Auction and I knew that the auction ended February 11th. And I want to explore, the price that some of these booster packs were sold at, and to understand the concept about, what I think of this and how may this affect the market. Now, I usually don't make these kind of video because I just feel like, there's going to be a lot of people making videos like that, but I haven't actually heard a lot of different YouTubers talking about this. So, just doing some research on my own, I kind of want to understand how that market is like. Who are these people who who are, putting those money into these booster packs? Let's first look at some statistics. So let's take a look on the screen. Now, what we have is that there are only around pack 12 to pack 35, which is around 24 packs, were actually sold off directly on auction. I think the other 12 packs may have been sold, independently, individually, for some people who contacted Logan Paul. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on this, all right? But I've also heard rumors or news that some of those packs was sold for around $15,000. Whereas the auction one, so we can take a look at the numbers here. Auction lot number 12, for example, was sold for $39,600. Auction lot number 13 was $43,200. Oh my God, I'm gonna have so much issue with talking about these numbers. Yeah, we can see that there are a lot of these numbers. I'm just not gonna say it out. But here's the thing. The sum of all the auctions that was auctioned on Golden, you can actually search up the auction history of past auction there, was $938,430. And it has an average of $39,000 for each booster pack. And if I did assume that it was $15,000 for the other 12 packs, the full estimated sum of that box they would have sold for is 1.1 million, or almost close to 1.1 million. So so on average, $30,000 for a pack. You need to understand that, we knew that, first edition booster box was selling for $400,000. So definitely, I don't know if Logan Paul is going to donate some to charity or whatever he's doing, but that is crazy, dude. In theory, on paper, he just doubled what he spent. And this is just one box. He still has the other 5 boxes. And, if I am not mistaken wrong, he might actually open the one from TCA Gaming because, it was already open and, just for TCA Gaming. Who's the guy in TCA Gaming? I suddenly forgot. For him to check that it wasn't Rusty, yeah. For Rusty to check that it wasn't like a fake box or something like that. So chances are, I think that, he might be auctioning it off that box. Not sure yet, but, we'll have to see. So what that means is that the other 5 boxes that he have will definitely start to appreciate in price. So financially, economically, I do think that, for him, it is definitely a good investment. But for us little guys, how is this, what is this going to do to the market? And, what do I think about this? Now, before understanding what is happening to the market, let's look at the auction price. It is quite unique. What we're seeing is that there are a lot of numbers. For example, $36,900 showed up multiple times. $40,590 showed up multiple times. What this is suggesting to me is that there might be a group of buyer or one buyer that decided to put in that auction, to put in that price for their highest bid, there. I mean, the numbers just seems to be so nice. I mean, if it was individual people, auctioning off, buying these off, the numbers, we're going to see a larger variety, a lot more variance in that number. But those numbers are just I'm a little skeptical. The people who have these money buying these packs may simply not be one of us collectors, but rather an investor. I mean, we know that from the Grand Stefan Show and all the other guys, YouTuber, a lot of them that comes from an investment real estate background are, buying into Pokemon. So, these numbers to me seems that it is very, very much or very, very well investor who are buying into this. Maybe because to get some shout out from Logan Paul, or they believe that it is a good investment. So yeah, the number here definitely looks a little off to me. But nevertheless, it was sold at that price. So what I would expect is that people or the market is starting to hype again. It will start to grow significantly and exponentially up again, especially in the vintage market, because we need to have that mindset is that, traditionally people do feel that the vintage market is a much safer option. It's a much safer option for you guys to invest in. It's that kind of that kind of, what do you call it, mentality that vintage is better, it doesn't get reprinted, there's only a limited supply. Everyone will believe in that. So those group of people, like in my earlier video, I said that it's two separate population, and those vintage guys will definitely hype up vintage. And what about moderns? Before I talk about moderns, I would like to caution you guys if you're buying into vintage at this point. A couple of months ago, when Logan Paul did his first break, we saw a huge jump in a lot of PSA vintage cards. After that, we saw huge retracing back from the unlimited base set, these sort of stuff. I think we're going to see something similar here. We're going to see something similar that, we're going to see a large hype, a large increase in price simply due to supply, I'm assuming. And the supply is actually seems to the demand. Sorry, I keep getting supply and demand mixed up right now. Due to the demand. And I think that, if we take a look and observe the PWCC auction that is coming up in March, after the Logan Paul opening, I'm pretty sure those price will be crazy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of large investor, a lot of vintage collectors, they are really, really in sending all their cards in to PWCC and hope to get that auction in, in the March. So that's, I believe that's definitely the case. Now, what else do I need to look at? What about modern market? I mean, a lot of people think that, that's the vintage market. We're not really vintage. Well, we're going to see a lot more buyout in the modern market. It's because, $40,000, if people have $30,000, $40,000 easily out of the pocket, they can spend that much money. And I can tell you that they're definitely going to attempt to buy out a lot of modern products. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that, Shining Fates is going to be difficult to find. Vivid Voltage reprint or any sort of so-called reprint will not be able to satisfy any sort of demand. I just feel that, the supply will just be obliterated, and, people are just going to definitely buy and buy and buy because, yes, $100 doesn't make sense for ETP. $150 doesn't make sense for ETP. In my previous stream, I can promise, I already said that, Shining Fate at release, it's going to go for more than $200 an Elite Trainer box. I think maybe even more by now, but, yeah. So why? Because $200 is nothing to these people. $30,000, they can buy booster packs. So, just spending $2,000, $3,000, or even $5,000 to buy 10 boxes, it's like, it's casual for them. Because that's the mentality about investors. They would definitely try to buy it out. Whereas you have these little, I wouldn't say little Timmies, but little flippers that would try and go into, Walmart's, Target, and try to get those single box and flip it. Yeah, and then who do they flip it to? Well, the large investor are really going to buy it up. What does that mean for collector? Well, collectors have to really much compete with a lot of these. And I think that a lot of casual collectors will then start shifting into the Japanese market. And I think that the Japanese market is likely to continue growing. So currently in the Japanese market, we're seeing a lot of promo cards growing already, or it's really hyped up. It's really, really high in price already. And even in Japan, the demand for promo card has gone up significantly, especially of the high rarity cards. What we're going to see is every release, we're going to see things sell out, just like English, because the demand for Japanese card is tremendous, I can tell you, as I deal with a lot of Japanese cards myself. And yeah, I mean, English is obviously, I mean, I don't even need to tell you, English is not going to be enough. There's going to be a huge shortage of products in English. What I'll be looking at right now is a lot of the promotional cards. A lot of the promotional cards is, people don't feel significant. They feel that there's a lot. For example, the illustrated Charizard. I mean, they printed a lot. It seems cheap. It seems affordable. The red Pikachu. It seems cheap. It seems affordable. But what we're gonna see is that with the Logan Paul effect, or with the auction, with that 25th anniversary, we're gonna see a lot more people coming back into the market. We're gonna see a lot more people thinking, hey, I should come join this market again. I mean, I can tell you that, it's tremendous the number of people newly joining the hobby. And with that, what I'm going to find is that a lot of those cards, which was really affordable or really, really cheap, we're going to see a jump in the demand. So I think that what you guys should be observing now is, go on eBay, check out the listing, check out which kind of products are, I mean, they're listed a lot. That's fine. I mean, check the products that hasn't have a lot of sales for a while. For example, the black box, which is the Battle Master limited edition box. We're not seeing a lot of sold listing. And we're not seeing a lot of people listing them. What we're gonna see is that that price range is gonna hover there, and once these people starts to accept these price range, you'll start buying it up, and the price will jump again. So what we're gonna see is we're gonna see products going from here, and then suddenly hover, 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 jump, hover, 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 jump. That's what I would be expecting in a lot of the promo modern card market. So yeah, that's my my thoughts about this auction. This is all my personal view. This is what I think. So I mean, I'm not telling you guys to buy into anything or whatever. Just kind of a disclaimer here. I would really think that Logan Paul is definitely or likely to sell off another breaks very soon. He would definitely put another auction. If I was him, I would try to auction another break off. Maybe just after the 27th after the first opening, when more and more people are going into the market. And seeing this price of 30,000, I assume that the next box will even get higher in price and higher in value. And I think that's what we're going at. And with a lot more finance investing YouTubers making video on Pokemon card, all those people who follow them, all their subscribers, those that are interested in investing, they're gonna follow. And I think that I don't even know if it is good for collectors, but Pokemon card collectors like us, yeah, I really don't know. But I mean, in the long run, I think that for collectors, if you're collecting 1 or 2 copies, you should be fine. But I mean, if you're like a page collector, for example, I know people who like to collect pages and pages of the same card. Yeah, I think that is definitely going to be more. Yeah, you're gonna need to spend more money from the pockets. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about this auction. Does the number looks a little weird to you? Do you guys also agree with me that there are large investors behind some of these auction or some of these buys? And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Galactic Pokemon. Peace.